Hello and welcome into another edition of the Scorching Start on the Birds Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Sammy Miller, alongside your broadcasters, Ian Nicholas and Dylan Pescatore. And we are still at Eldridge Park because it is a double-header. Game 1 didn't go the way of the Firebirds. They ended up losing 6-3 to the Chatham Anglers. But hey, it's Game 2 just in about 30 minutes. Let's talk pitching first. A positive was Nate Ward. After 18 days of not playing, he was on the mound and he looked better than ever. What'd you see from the GCU pitcher?
Yeah, not only did it show me that Nate Ward is a great pitcher coming in and throwing a scoreless frame, but showed me that he's a really good person. He stayed here and continued his rehab right here in Orleans. He didn't decide to go back to Phoenix and Arizona, and he didn't decide to just call it scraps on the summer. He stayed here, continued his rehab, and knew that he would have a chance to come back healthy and ready to go, and that's what he was on the mound. He can really make a role and develop one here in the bullpen for Orleans with a scoreless frame today.
You can tell that his teammates were so happy that he was back. He's definitely one of the fan favorites. And another person who is definitely a fan favorite is Joe Oyama. He had his first home run of the summer, which is so hard to believe, but he was very excited after that one. How much do you think it's going to help him with his confidence moving forward, Ian?
I think it's huge because Joe Oyama has the ability to hit the ball to any side of the field and with a lot of power. But just to see one go over the wall, we've heard guys say it all summer long, it means a lot. So unfortunately, that home run was kind of all for naught. It didn't become the rallying cry of Game 1 for Orleans, but for Joe Oyama, he is a spectacular player, and if he can add that element to his game, hitting home runs and just stacking up runs batted in after runs batted in, that's great because he's been unstoppable this summer. Another multi-hit game in Game 1, and it's just a really unbelievable product, just doing an unbelievable thing.
And today for Game 2 on the mound, it's going to be Grayson Carter, the right-handed pitcher from Vanderbilt. He's known for his fastball. It gets up to triple digits. So what should we be expecting from him today?
Sammy, I would usually key in on his fastball, but I think what's more important is his slider and his changeup because the fastball has been good and it's been going in there for strikes, but how can he finish off batters? That's been a little bit of a problem for Grayson over the last 2 to 3 outings. How can he use the fastball, but also play it along with a changeup at the bottom of the zone, then a slider that dives outside to righties, inside to lefties? His off speed will be the key to his outing today.
Another key is the Firebirds are going to have to make sure their communication is on point and limit those errors. How big is that going to be in Game 2 today?
Well, it definitely cost him in Game 1 with a pop-up to right where, it should have been Joe Oyama's ball at second. Eddie King was playing in right field, and he tried to pursue the ball, and he couldn't snag it. That ended up leading to a run scored for Chatham. So overall, just support your pitcher and give them the confidence to throw any pitch in any given situation. Don't let them think that their defense can't make the play behind them, because when one error happens, the errors start to build up, the communication starts to break down. Understand that communication is key here in Game 2, and understand that, you've got a pitcher in Grayson Carter who hasn't started a ton this year for Orleans, and if he wants to be pumping in triple digits and feeling confident that the guys behind him can catch up a few flyouts, then he needed to do that.
And in this game, it's going to be super important that they try to have a very short memory on Game 1 and really push forward because at the end of the game, it was a double play. So how do you think that intensity is going to have to be raised in Game 2?
Well, it has to be raised because in Game 1, it felt really sleepy. It felt like a lot of guys really didn't get off the mat. And now in Game 2, you already got your teeth kicked in Game 1. You have to come back and win Game 2. You're right back here at Eldridge. You don't want to lose 2 at home, especially to a team at the bottom of the division like Chatham. So I don't know if they need a motivational speech. I don't know if they need some loud music over here. They're playing some somber music at Eldridge right now, but they need some more energy, and they have to get off to a good start like they did in Game 1.
And guys, I need the keys for Game 2. Ian, you're up first.
How about I have multiple home runs? I'll go frisky. Why not? Chatham had multiple home runs last game. It worked out for them. Only one for Orleans. Maybe one more will do a trick.
I love that key. Dylan, what about you?
I go to the first 6 innings of Game 2. How can the Firebirds pitching staff get it to Sean Matson? That's going to be big, whether it be a 1-run, 2-run, 3-run lead, no matter what it is. Your closer's locked down. Find a way to get the first 18 outs by limiting runs by Chatham.
Well, it definitely should be an exciting one. I know the fans are going to be pumped up. It's the A's, it's the Firebirds coming up for Game 2 of the doubleheader.